Yes. So I have been challenged with chronic kidney disease for almost 20 years. And it was a couple years ago that I had to go back on dialysis after having a transplant. And when my doctor told me that, I knew that I had to shift what I was doing in my career because I was already burnt out and I knew I'd be even more burnt out going back on dialysis. And so there was
and we're on Thrive Bites podcast in the wonderful Best You EXPO at the LA Convention Center. The third day,
finally.
And I'm joined by my lovely friend and colleague, Dr. KTap. You're also known as. Can you share with the audience your full name and what you do and represent?
Yes, so I am Dr. Kathryn Tapper. That's my full name, and I'm a board-certified family medicine physician, Mayo Clinic trained, and turned holistic health and wellness coach here at the Best You EXPO. So happy to be talking to Dr. Colin today. Yes, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So how did you get into coaching and serving the community that you're serving?
Yes. So I have been challenged with chronic kidney disease for almost 20 years. And it was a couple years ago that I had to go back on dialysis after having a transplant. And when my doctor told me that, I knew that I had to shift what I was doing in my career because I was already burnt out and I knew I'd be even more burnt out going back on dialysis. And so there was this light bulb moment that came to say, you're already coaching your patients in the clinic, promoting health, preventing disease, and reversing disease. And I said, okay, this is the time. It's an obvious sign that this is the time to transition in what I'm doing. And guess what? I get to do it with my well-being in mind, flexibility of time, and then also getting my clients their health and wellness goals quicker.
As a reminder for all the audience that doesn't know, physician burnout, physician wellness, even physician suicide is such a real thing, especially in the light of mental health and COVID. You know, not a lot of people know that about healthcare practitioners. Making that transformation and shift in your own life, what has that brought for you?
Ooh, so much. It's a learning curve. It's challenging and exciting all wrapped into one. I have learned so much about myself. You know, I've been on a spiritual path for a very long time, and this has allowed me to tap more into my spirituality, making the connection of mind, body, and spirit, which is something that I teach with my clients. We know it up here, but do we practice it?
Intellectually.
Exactly. We know it intellectually, but are we actually making those connections and realizing that stress can affect our sleep, which affects our energy, which affects our productivity, which affects our relationships, right? So making those connections. And so it has allowed me to go more with the flow of life. Can't explain it any other way.
What have you seen in your patients so far? What are the biggest highlights you've seen in your patients from teaching them and coaching them in this manner?
Right. So I will say they're no longer patients, they're clients. Since I'm no longer working in the clinic, I have my own coaching business.
I love it.
Right. But the big thing is first that mindset shift of how they're viewing their health and the relationship that they have with their health. And, once I give them the tools that they can use, not only to shift how they're thinking about things, but how they are shifting things within their body, they start to thrive within their body. Whether they're losing weight, their blood pressure comes down, reversing pre-diabetes and diabetes, all of those things. But what I really love is how they shine in other aspects of their life.
For example?
They're more energetic. You see their confidence shine. I have one client who hadn't taken a vacation for years, and he decided to put himself first. I usually coach women, but I coach men as well.
Hey, we need some loving too. Come on now.
You do need some loving.
Don't forget about us. Come on.
I'm not excluding you.
Even though, come on. You're like, I'm not excluding you. Look at these.
But,
hey, we like pink too.
Yeah, right? You do. Yeah, I know. But yes, it's that confidence, it's that taking that vacation, like putting yourself first, like what is important to you. Those are the things that shine through by the end of, the coaching program that I have. And that's what I love. We ran this joke where, he'd run across the mirror, he would look and he'd have to do a double take. He'd be like, who is that? It's him. But because he looks different, he feels different. He's just a different person.
He just did his own like before and after, photo.
Exactly. Like,
So if people wanted to connect with you and learn about and get coach, where can they find you?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram at Dr. KTap. That's DRKTap. Same thing on Facebook. And also you can go to my website at www.drktap.com. I keep it simple. Just make it the same everywhere.
KTap everywhere.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much. Give me a hug.